and get an eye-popping look at the Funhouse of the future. Behind these walls at Walt Disney World's Disney MGM Studios in Orlando, Florida, await the horrific pleasures of the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. Once guests check into this haunted attraction, they board an elevator from another dimension and are welcomed by the hotel's ghostly inhabitants.
It's eerie, it's otherworldly. You have the fear that you might be sucked into this hotel and never be able to escape. It just tickles your terror bone.
The rickety old service elevator lifts riders 13 unlucky stories to the hotel's roof, where they will meet their ghastly fate.
I don't think anybody in their right mind would step on an elevator they knew was going to crash. But I think people always have wondered what would happen if the elevator they were riding in suddenly broke and they went flying down to the basement. Now you can feel what that would feel like.
The Tower of Terror may be the latest of Disney's Funhouse attractions, but its spine-tingling thrills follow an old dark ride tradition that began with Disneyland's opening on July 17th, 1955.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
To me, the Funhouse is perfect for Walt Disney. He's the master of dark. You go through all these movies, and Snow White, Pinocchio, it almost always dealt with the dark. So it was perfect for him.
Well, have a look around.
Disney was the first creator of dark rides, which really created a film experience. They went from being sort of plotless and meandering spectacles to almost a coherent storyline. So in a sense, they became as powerful and as sophisticated as film technology and special effects had become.
To achieve this new level of sophistication, Disneyland engineers created a new form of technology: audio animatronics. Lifelike robots that added a touch of realism to the Funhouse experience.
Now, this is a Caribbean town at the period, and you get down here and look through that little ring, you get the view that the audience gets.
One of the most complex of these early dark rides is Pirates of the Caribbean, the last attraction to be personally supervised by Walt Disney.
Now here you see the pirates are dunking the mayor into the well, trying to force him to reveal the hiding places of the town treasure.
This modern rendition of the water ride uses 119 animated figures in more than a dozen separate scenes.
Your colors, you brazen witch. No need to expose your superstructure.
Although Disneyland has recently updated some of the scenes, the ride itself has changed very little since it opened in 1967.
Yo ho, yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
It was the birth of what is now called in the industry the themed experience. Sights and sounds totally choreographed and everything in sync to create an experience for the rider.
There were huge props, huge scenery pieces, and there was a lot of humor, a lot of really good kind of visual humor in it, and it just told a story on a level nobody had ever seen before. It was really revolutionary for its time, and it's still an incredibly popular ride because it was so well thought out that it still works.
Disney's Haunted Mansion, which opened in 1969 at Disneyland and was later reproduced at Walt Disney World in Orlando, boasts an incredible 999 separate special effects and illusions.
Some of them were effects that have been around for a long time. Some of them were state-of-the-art at that time, but it combined, again, the storyline, the music, the whole picture, the whole experience was very sophisticated and just wowed everybody.
But wowing everybody was no easy task. More than 12 years in the making, the Haunted Mansion underwent countless design and construction revisions before it finally opened its creaking doors to the public.
Is this haunted room actually stretching?
Disney originally thought that he would have the Haunted Mansion be a walkthrough. But here at Disneyland, where we have over 2,000 people coming through here in a day, he conjured up something even more diabolical. It's called a doom buggy. We're now next to what we call a doom buggy. This is a Walt Disney Imagineering invention called the Omnimover. There are 131 doom buggies moving along on this track endlessly from early morning to late at night. That gets us about 2,400 people an hour on this ride.
Wizards and witches from regions
We're about to have a seance here with Madame Leota, a disembodied head sitting inside a crystal ball. One of the things that makes this continually popular is people ride it over and over again trying to figure it out. And we try to avoid giving away our illusions, but I will tell you we've been asked more than one time about how this is done, and it's not a hologram.
Give us a hint by ringing a bell.
Here we are in the ballroom, and it looks like we're just in time for a party. Now we're going to reveal one of our most outstanding effects here, how we do the mystic ghosts that you see. You know how we do it? We use real ghosts. Here we are at my favorite part. Oh, excuse me there. You know, one of the things that's really important in a ride like the Haunted Mansion is humor. And what ride really lets you take one of the residents home?
Another Funhouse-style ride recently added to Disneyland's Toontown is Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin. This zany ride puts a modern twist on the classic Funhouse pretzel ride.
Danger! Danger! Warning!
This ride grew out of really existing technologies. So even though we wanted to do something new and cutting edge, we didn't want to reinvent the wheel. So this really is a hybrid of existing technologies in the park. We physically went to one of our existing dark rides, which is a ride vehicle that runs along on a bus bar, and we looked at the teacups, which is just on a little post and spins around. So we took a teacup one night off the teacup ride, put it on Pinocchio, and went through the ride to see how these two technologies would work together. And it was a marriage made in heaven. Or actually made in Disneyland.
Hey, it's Joe here inside Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin, and we just broke into a china shop that's run by a bull. A bull in a china shop. You get it? That's the kind of craziness that's happening here. Now, the last place you want to be if you're a toon is in a power plant. So, of course, where are we going to throw you? Inside this wild power plant. And you'll notice all this crazy neon and stuff. This is the first time we've ever tried to mix incandescent light with black light. We're using the oldest gag in the book. You can see his insides as he gets electrocuted. But now you, the guest, get blown up. We're getting blown up and heading into my favorite scene here, Cartoon Limbo. Now, how many times have you seen a cartoon character get hit on the head and you see the birdies fly over him? There you go. But just when you think there's no getting out, Roger Rabbit, the very star of our movie, saves the day. There's Roger. Thank you, Roger. We love you, Roger. And we're home safe. My goodness. I can feel my heart pounding, but we made it through alive.
Another recent Disneyland addition is the Indiana Jones Adventure. This attraction, based on the hit films, is the culmination of nearly 100 years of Funhouse ride design and technology.
The Indiana Jones Adventure is an amazing attempt to take you through almost an entire feature film. It's what theme park designers are always trying to get at. you get to be on the adventure Jeep, you get to be with Indiana Jones, you get to go through all these adventures.